of our Torah. One of the things we learned from this week's Parsha is a good lesson in bringing down not only a government, but an entire society. The plagues, if you ever notice, they are an attack on Egyptian society from the bottom going all the way through. The plague of blood, the Nile was a god in ancient Egypt. By turning the Nile into blood, what you're essentially saying is your God is totally worthless. Then nature goes out against them. We have, besides the lice, the issue of the animals. And by the way, what was really striking about this plague wasn't so much that all these wild beasts were roaming around, but they were doing something very unnatural. They were all roaming around together. They were, lions and crocodiles were on the same side, so to speak. They were united. That actually God had changed the nature of these animals for the plague. That they weren't attacking each other. They were roaming around and threatening people. Uh, every one of these plagues is going on that. And then finally, the end result is destroying the authority of Pharaoh, destroying the authority of the government. Sort of like if you notice what's going on in Iran, the 12-day war that Israel waged on Iran, where the Iranian people saw the Iranians could not stop the Israelis, and then the US Air Force made one bombing raid that destroyed the whole nuclear program that the Iranians had. We hope. But the fact is that the effect it had on the Iranian people was, okay, these guys are not all powerful. And then you add to it the incursion into Venezuela, where they saw the United States go in and literally pluck somebody out from a well-guarded place that was guarded by hundreds of Cubans, etc. And in walks the American army, and they just pluck them out like it was nothing, and none of them were injured. So it's like an amazing thing. But the Iranian people, when they saw this, they realized this government can't do its job. Its basic job is to stop foreigners from invading. They can't do it. And they're not all powerful. And now, as they're rising up, and we don't know what's going to be the end result of this, by the way. That's the real question, what's going to happen next. But the thing is that you're destroying the society. When during World War II, that was part of the American and British plan, was to destroy the Nazis from the bottom up, to show they were powerless. The March of Sherman to the Sea during the American Civil War was to uproot the slave society of the South, to destroy it from the bottom up, so that you're going to be rebuilding it into something else. This is what one of the messages of this week's Parsha is that when there's an unjust society, you have to destroy it and rebuild it. And you have to then be around to rebuild it, but that's a separate issue. The fact is, you have to destroy the unjust society that there is there. So that's one of the messages of the Parsha, something to think about.